We're doing my second album. First album was done in Los Angeles. It was kind of pieced together. What I realized from that process was that I wanted to be in the room rehearsing with everyone and then in the building recording with everyone. My buddy Steve Poltz, I was talking to him about how I listened to his last album, and I said, "Did you do that stuff live?" And I named a couple specific songs. He goes, "Those were done live." And he goes, "Well, then you got to go to the studio, and I got to introduce you to my buddy Brooke." 4 weeks later, here we are.
Well, you don't even know my name. You don't like me just the same. Always looking for someone.
The songs are a thing when you're in your room with your guitar. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's a song. And then you bring it here and then it takes on a whole different life of its own. And all these guys are so amazing and they've done it so much. And they have so many great ideas of like song structure. It was like, oh wow, what is this song? This is way better. It was a super creative process with them, with Frank and John and Brooke. They just kind of took on their own life. Brooke played bass on the album, and the guy's like a mad scientist. I mean, this is his lair, right? But he ended up really kind of taking over the producing end of the project as well. And Jamie, the drummer, I don't even know how to describe the things that that guy was doing. He came in with the broom and then started like put some stuff over a snare and then just started playing. I was like, all right. John, so he brought in Frank also, the banjo player, and there's some magic between those two, and they'd never played together before. They were just fans of each other. Sometimes when they're playing, when we're recording, I just start giggling and mess up the whole song. And that's happened a bunch of times because I'm listening to their parts. It's a magical experience with those guys. It's voodoo.
I misunderstood when I misunderstood. I never meant to hurt you. Of these words you can be certain, my dear. No, I never meant to hurt you. These words you can be certain, my dear.
These things take a life of their own. Sometimes I don't know where they come from. And this is one of those, and it's about hurting somebody's feelings because you were misunderstood. Or the other way around, you misunderstood them and hurt their feelings. Most of the songs on the album are about finding grace and forgiveness and friendship. So it's really an album centered around those three kind of main topics. So when I was a kid, I started a punk band and then moved from Colorado to San Francisco and started a band out there called the Rosemarys. We did some touring and playing and wound my way down to Los Angeles, and I ended up in the film business. So I was mixing films. I supervised and mixed films for 25 years. And then head and neck cancer and the pandemic and COVID and all of that brought me back to music. I lost my voice for months, 6 months, and my oncologist told me, he's like, let's make sure this isn't permanent. You need to get voice rehabilitation. Found a great teacher, this guy Alan Roscoe, who his specialty is like rehabbing singers' voices after they have vocal injuries. And I was talking to him about it. I was like, yeah, I have a friend who's gonna sing on my album. He goes, no, wait a year, you're gonna sing on the album. We had a 3-note range when we started, and now we have, almost 2 octaves.
Share the joy and spread some love to everyone you're thinking of. Grab a stranger.
You realize that this side of the dirt warrants that you do something amazing with your life every day. So I try and scare myself every day by doing something, and I try and do something that I'll be amazed by and proud of every day, whatever that is.
Be kind.